Welcome back. August is National Black Business Month, and CBS News Detroit is celebrating by introducing you to businesses based in Metro Detroit. Joining us tonight is the owner of Little Liberia, Chef Ameneh Marhaba, as well as our assignment editor, Jeff Popovich, who's kind of a resident foodie, food blogger here at CBS Detroit, and couldn't pass up the opportunity to hang out here today.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, Chef.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your background. I know you were born and raised in Liberia. How did you end up in Detroit opening a restaurant?
Yeah, so my family and I immigrated to the United States back in 2010 with my father and siblings. And when we got here as a new immigrant, I had little to none job opportunities available to me, so I was looking for a way to support my family. That's how Little Liberia was born. I started going to different restaurants and bars, asking them if I could sell a plate of food. And I realized there was no Liberian food in Detroit. So I continued doing it. People loved the food. And now we're on our way to opening our very first brick and mortar.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So fast forward to, was it 2016 when you launched Little Liberia?
Yes, 2016 is when it was officially a business.
Yes. And what's that business been for the last several years? I know you've done pop-ups and catering. Tell me about that.
Yes, so for the last several years, it's just small pop-ups and catering around the city, because I also have a full-time job, so it was more like a part-time service when I first started. And then back in 2022, I decided to launch it as a full-time business and pursue opening the restaurant. And that's when I won the Hatch contest, and I got a building, and now I'm working on the building. So hopefully by the end of this year, we should be open.
Okay, so excited. I know you're going to have a lot of interest from people like Jeff here, who's always on the food scene. Jeff, I know you have some questions you're
Oh, yeah. I mean, the food alone looks absolutely wow. I love the color. It really pops, you know. And I wanted to ask, because I know I saw from your website, you know, you'd mentioned what initially got you interested in cooking and sort of what led you to becoming a chef. And I understand a lot of inspiration came from your mother.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your mother and sort of how that led to you going down the path of becoming a chef.
Yeah, so in Liberia, she actually ran a small restaurant, and we used to help her in the kitchen with prepping and cooking. And I saw her and saw the struggle and saw what she was going through to make sure she took care of us. And I always kind of went back to that throughout my journey with Little Liberia. And that hustle that I saw from my mother as a young child, I brought on with me to Detroit, and that kind of drives me with Little Liberia to want to bring it to Detroit so bad. And also there's no Liberian restaurant, so that also helps motivate me to want to make that happen.
Yeah.
So when you saw that there's no Liberian restaurants, there's going to be a lot of people here who have no idea what to expect. So what should you expect? How does the cuisine differ from others? What kind of flavors are we talking about here?
That's a question that they ask us a lot, because nobody knows Liberia and where it's at. So I have to explain like the cuisine and how the flavor is different from other African countries. So we use a lot of spice in Liberia, and at the restaurant I will have spice on the side, but you can expect like bright flavors, hints of spice, but not overwhelming spicy.
Okay.
We use like this, our roasted beef skewers have our nut butter seasoning, and that has peanut and Liberian spices, and we roast it on the oven. So we have a lot of different spices like that. And we have like major dishes like cassava leaves, and we use red palm oil, and those are some of the signature tastes that you could expect at Little Liberia. Yeah.
So what does it mean to you to be able to not only share the food that you grew up making, but to share part of your culture with Metro Detroit through your food?
Yeah, for me it's everything, because I'm bringing my home to Detroit, and Detroit raised me. When I got here, I was only 16 years old, so I kind of had that second part of my childhood here. So it's amazing to me that I'm using what I've learned here, using what I've experienced in my community, and then I'm bringing a little bit of Liberia to Detroit through the food. And food is like the #1 thing that brings people together through different cultures. So it's the easiest way for you to bring people to try your food and learn about your culture through a plate. So I'm really happy that I'm getting the opportunity to do that in Detroit.
So whether through a pop-up or catering or your soon-to-be brick-and-mortar business, what is the one thing that you want people to try first and foremost?
The beef skewers.
Okay.
Yes, it's our #1 seller. Everyone loves it. Every time we have it at a pop-up, it sells out first. And then our pepe kala, it's another appetizer that we have. It's a known thing in Liberia. It's every street you go to, someone's frying kala on the road, and they have beef skewers.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah,
So-
they look very good. I was curious, what are these over here?
So these are seafood spring rolls. So they have shrimp and cod and noodles, and you dip them in our hot sauce. We have our own hot sauce that we're creating, and they're delicious.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Smells so good. I wish we
Yeah.
had that
Thank
smell-o-vision capability. It smells so good in the studio right now.
Thank
I know you have a seated dinner coming up tomorrow in Detroit. It's at Brooklyn Street Local. Tell me about that event.
Yes, so we have a seated dinner where you come in and you have a 5-course seated dinner experience. So we serve you 3 appetizers, entree, and a dessert. And we're actually doing cassava leaf as our main course, and we've never done cassava leaf as at a pop-up, and it's one of our national dishes. So everyone always asks us, especially the Liberians that are in Detroit, like, when are you doing cassava leaf? When are you doing cassava leaf? So tomorrow we're actually doing it. And cassava leaf is the plant that grows over the yucca. So yucca grows under the leaf that's on top. It's the cassava leaf, and that's what we use to make this dish. And it has red palm oil and chicken, and it's served with rice. It's really, really good.
It sounds great. So you need tickets for that event.
Yes.
Where can people get those tickets and learn more?
So they can get the tickets on Eventbrite, and they can also go to our social media, Little_Liberia, and the link would be in our bio where they could purchase tickets from there.
Little_Liberia, easy to remember. Chef Ameneh Marhaba, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you for being
having
here.
me.
And for
Oh,
bringing
yeah.
all of this. It smells so good.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.